All right, let us say hello to Valerie Loureda. She is back inside the Bellator cage this Friday, Bellator 271, taking on Taylor Turner, and she'll do so in her backyard, right down the street, Hollywood, Florida, just a hop, skip, and a jump from Miami. Valerie, good to see you. How are you?
Hi, nice to see you. I'm so excited to be here in the Miami Heat and looking forward to this fight.
There you go. I mean, this is nice, right? Some hometown flavor. Bellator going to South Florida for the first time. I mean, obviously, this is a no-brainer to get you on this card. When you found out that was the case, hometown fight, how did you react to that?
I have to be on that card, because they were going to put me on a card in October in Arizona. And I saw that there was I didn't have an opponent. Nothing was really happening. And then I found out Bellator was coming to the Hard Rock. I'm like, please, I have to be on that card.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And this will obviously be your first fight since the loss to Hannah Guy in May. Obviously, not the way you drew it up. You had your moments. You got to show a lot of toughness, a lot of grit in that fight, dealing with the arm bars. And then a couple days later, you go on Instagram, you got this huge cast on your arm, almost took your entire arm. If you don't mind me asking, what was the actual injury? I know you mentioned some ligament damage, but was there anything more in depth to that?
Yeah, it was just a grade 2 sprain in my LCL and a grade 2 strain in my biceps. And I needed no surgery or anything, just intense rehab and a lot of work on my health and my mental health. But it was tough. But I got over it and I'm here better than ever. And I'm so excited to perform.
On that story, you said, I feel like a fighter now after that loss. I mean, there's another word in that statement as well that I'm not going to repeat, but what did you mean by that? There was a lot of passion in those words. What did they mean? What did they mean to you? I feel like a fighter now.
That was the first fight I was really tested on the ground. And that girl was tough. And she was just attacking submission after submission. She's not better than me. And I would like to fight her again at some point. But I felt like a fighter because I showed my heart. I showed that I won't give up. And I'll break my arm in there. I'll do whatever I have to. But I'm not going to tap. I'm going to keep fighting. And I was 22 years old then. I just turned 23. And I chose to be on a platform where the world would watch me develop into a mixed martial artist in front of their eyes, So I know people are tough on me, but I know also I did this to myself and I'm going to continue to do it. It's part of developing into a full, well-rounded athlete. And I changed my camp. Everything's been amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the cage.
What do you mean by change your camp? Just change things up altogether? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I changed my head coach. I know there was a whole thing about the way I was spoken to in the corner. That's not the reason why. There's a lot more reasons why beyond that, but that was just kind of like added to it. Like the way I was spoken to in that corner is the negativity I heard every single day in my camp. It's very tough to be a young girl, and have these sponsorships and, these modeling gigs and all of this. And people think I get it easier. Actually, I get it harder, And I realized that I don't need a negative enforcement. I need positive reinforcement. I need a good team that supports me and has my back and, believes in me because the whole world is doubting me. So why should people close to me be so negative with me? I do have amazing groundwork. I have amazing defense. And after this fight, I had the confidence to say, Valerie, if you keep doing the same thing, that's the definition of insanity, right? So I had to change it up. And here I am, and I'm so excited to be back in here.
So who are you training with now?
So my head coach is Thiago Alves Pipo and Cattell and American Top Team. I've been working with Mako, Coach Brown, Mike Brown for my grappling, and Coach Pahumpa for my jiu-jitsu. So I'm really excited.
You talked about how you've spent this time trying to fix your health and fix your mental health. Mm-hmm. What in particular have you had to work on from a mental standpoint?
From a mental standpoint, when I got into the sport, I had this gut instincts that I've always followed, and it was my style, my base. And I always told myself, no one could change that for me. And then I realized that because I was only 3-0 in a gym full of all these stars, I lost my confidence to say that I knew what was best for me as a martial artist. I've been competing my whole life. I've been in Taekwondo my whole life. So really had to get back to who Valerie Loureda is and my core values as a woman and as a martial artist. And that's what I've done. And I've never felt more calm and happy. This is my 5th pro fight for Bellator. So I'm just excited and enjoying this in Miami, and just being able to do this in front of my friends and family is just an honor for me.
Yeah, I was at ATT not too long ago on a sparring day, and you were there working your tail off, and there was definitely a look in your eye. There was an intensity to you that it felt a little different, a focus, if you will, and you were very spongy. Like the sparring ended, and you were still there asking Thiago all those questions and just trying to take in as much information as possible. Like, what would you say besides that has been the biggest change you've made, besides the coaching as well, since the Hannah Guy fight?
You know, it's what bothered me about that fight. You know, there's like every champion loses. Like nobody's really undefeated in this sport, right? But it wasn't the fact that I lost. It was that I lost to someone who I know wasn't better than, you know, and that's what really like hurt me and broke my heart. And after the loss of the fight, it was the worst grief I've been through in my life, because martial arts is my identity. It's all I know. Like on my free time, like there's nothing I like to do. Like people think like there's nothing I like to do that's not martial arts. Like there's nothing I like to do that's not be in the gym or like just feeling hurt. You know, it's a sick obsession that I have. So it was tough for me to lose to someone who I know I shouldn't have lost to, because I know my talent is so much more. But it also, the last time I lost was as an amateur, and it forced me to grow and change my camp and make decisions for myself. And, you know, after this fight, I became my own boss again of my career and also my business. And I've developed so much. And also I realized that my happiness in my life is not defined whether I win or lose a fight. You know, I can't live like that. So I had to learn that people love me for who I am, not just because I am a fighter. And that has given me just the happiness and motivation to like feel free and feel comfortable going back into a camp and losing this weight, and just doing this because I love it. Because at the end of the day, I don't have to do this. You know, I could go into broadcast journalism. I could be an actress tomorrow. I could be in movies. I could do modeling. I could be a professional dancer. I could go into Dancing with the Stars. But I've chosen to be in a sport where they hit me in the face every single day, because I know there's something in my heart that's telling me I'm a true athlete and I'm a competitor, and I'm going to have that belt for Bellator one day.
And now you're going to get Taylor Turner, who's a veteran. She's been here before. She's been around the block a few times. She's got some wins under her belt. She's been in there with some tough competition, the Alejandra Lauers of the world. Do you know a lot about her? Did the opponent even matter at all?
I mean, she's 5'10", I'm 5'3". She's huge. She's 38. She has a lot more experience than me. So I want to see who calls this a setup fight. Like, say this is a setup fight. You know, like the media, oh, it's a setup. No, it's not. You know, like I'm not. I'm 23. This is going to be my 5th fight professionally. I did 3 amateur fights, and I've done miracles with my experience. But my training and my heart, I believe that I could grow putting myself in positions like this, because I am worthy. I'm a champion. And I could do it. I know I could do it. I train hard to do it, and I truly love it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to win on Friday.
Yeah, one thing about Taylor is she's the definition of kill or be killed. Her fights do not go to the judges, win or lose. And after going 15 tough minutes in your last fight, do you feel like, I mean, not a setup, obviously, but do you feel like this is the perfect sort of stylistic fight for you to bounce back with in terms of styles, opponent, etc.?
Any fight they give me right now, because every girl's going to go off my last loss, right? By like basically submission. I want to see someone take me down, because I promise you I'm going to submit you. I'm just, at this point, I'm a jiu-jitsu fighter. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm confident in my stand-up. I'm even more confident in my ground right now. I'm looking forward for someone to take me down, because I want to be on the floor, and I want to win by submission. And I think that's my biggest weapon, that people are going to underestimate me and not know how much I've really trained and learned from my past fight. And that's where they're going to make a mistake. And that's where I'm going to take advantage and win. So
we're still going to see the jumping spin kicks and the flying spinning stuff. Like,
oh, that's
you love it. It's fun.
The flying stuff. My last fight, I threw in the last round out of desperation. And in my corner was like, you're terrible on the ground. And it was just, everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. That's not me. when I usually throw something like that, it's because I know it'll land. I did it out of desperation because I knew I was losing the rounds, and I know my spinning back fist, which landed like 2-3 times. Okay, I missed the other one, big deal, you know? Like the fact that I have the ability to do things like that. I'm an entertainer. Like whether I lost, people enjoyed that fight. You know, it's 15 minutes of like, what's going to happen? You know, I'm getting out of this. I jump this way. I get up. I'm still throwing hands and I throw a spinning kick that misses. She gets my back. You know, it's fun. Like at the end of the day, I'm an entertainer and I do this for the fans and for the media. So I hope everyone enjoys watching me fight and, you know, I'm going to win whether people like it or not.
Is this the most relaxed you've been heading into a fight? I mean, you're intense, but you seem more relaxed in the last couple of times I've talked to you.
I'm just completely like focused. I know what I want. I know what I can do. I know my abilities, and you know, I know I'm a warrior of God, and I've been doing this my whole life. And now I lost. I don't even have pressure anymore. Like my biggest pressure before was being undefeated. Like I never said I wanted to be undefeated. I always said I wanted to be one of the best entertainers in the sports history. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. I'm going to grow. I'm not saying I'm not going to lose again in the future. It's going to happen. You know, like this is MMA. It's unpredictable. But every fight I promise to give the fans an amazing show and give the best to Valerie Loureda.
So how do we get this thing done? How do we prove the family and friends right, prove the doubters wrong? How do you send the hometown faithful into a frenzy on Friday?
Just believing in myself and just executing my game plan and just being funny and passionate about it in the cage.
Nice. And then last thing for me, we're not looking past Friday, obviously, but I know you want to be more active. You want to get in there as much as possible. You're enjoying it right now. What's the goal for 2022? Is there get in there 3 times? Like, is there specific goals in MMA you have set for the next 12 or so months?
So after this fight, I'm going to spend time off with my family. My sister turns 21, you know, at Christmas. I'm fighting on my dad's birthday, actually. So it's just crazy. My dad's going to corner me. So I want to spend time with my family for the end of the holidays. And then next year, I want to get in there 3 times. And I want to start earning my way into the top of the rankings. And I'm gonna prove a lot of people wrong.
All right. Well, Valerie, thank you so much. I know you got a busy week ahead of you. It's fight week, and looking forward to seeing you back in there against Taylor Turner on Friday night. Thank you for the time, especially so close to the fight. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so much.